Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we are going to be talking about the fact that Tinder has a new feature where people can pay $500 a month. For what, you might be asking? I really don't know, so we're gonna look into it. I actually had posted about this on my Instagram story a few days ago, but decided to make an entire video about it just to reach more people. If you don't follow me over there yet, go give me a follow. I've been more active on my stories and I'm gonna be sharing more stuff over there as well. So at the time of filming this, I haven't seen any other women talking about this. I've seen a few men post about it, but no women, and I think maybe hearing it from a woman, it will really drive home that you shouldn't be paying for this. I don't care what they're offering. I don't even care what this article says. My advice before we even get started, don't pay for this. I'll tell you why as we go through and we can look at this together, but all right, so there's this article here from USA Today and the title, "Can't Buy Me Love? Think Again. New Tinder $500 a month plan offers heightened exclusivity." It sounds to me like somebody needs money. It sounds to me like Tinder doesn't like the fact that men are wising up and don't want to pay money for nothing. Anyway, this says, would you pay $6,000 a year for a dating app? I hope your answer is no. Tinder on Friday announced a new subscription plan called Tinder Select, an invite-only membership offered to less than 1% of users. I'm not buying that, first of all. Applicants that are accepted can unlock exclusive perks like early access to new features and a virtual badge for $4.99 per month. So what do you get for $499? It sounds like a Ponzi scheme. It's the app's fourth paid tier option, joining Tinder Plus, Tinder Gold, and Tinder Platinum. The new premium tier is going to have a relatively tiny amount of new payers, but a significant impact on revenue per payer and ultimately on revenue. Okay, so how do you use Tinder Select? According to Tinder's website, a Tinder Select membership includes direct messaging to people without matching first up to 2 times a week. Guess what? If they wanted to match with you, they would. This is the equivalent of not matching with someone and then messaging them on Instagram. It doesn't work. A profile with an unblurred photo that is prioritized on other users' likes you grid for 1 week. Okay. A badge that shows off access to the exclusive tier. I'll tell you what that will do. 1, women will see that and think, oh, this guy's desperate. Which, whether that's true or fair, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you what they're going to think. Or the other thing they're going to think is, oh, this guy's paying $500 a month. That means he has money. And you're going to attract the wrong type of woman. A select mode that lets members see and be seen by the app's most sought after profiles for more exceptional connections. I'm not even going to say anything about that, because I think we all know that that's not going to help you. Early access to new features, which, thanks, I don't think that's helpful. The ability to hide advertisements and see likes sent over the past week. Okay, a really exciting time period for Tinder. We're rolling into this really exciting time period for Tinder, Kim said earlier this month at Goldman Sachs conference. First half of the year, we're focused on revenue and building that foundation. Clearly, getting that revenue growth to become double digit again. Okay, so yes, they're struggling. And then now we can work on these great innovative features. It's not just Tinder launching more expensive subscription tiers. Hinge, another dating app owned by Match Group, recently added a new $49.99 a month tier, Hinge X, to pair with its lower priced $29.99 a month subscription plan. So yeah, long story short, if you're looking for my advice, don't pay for this. I think if you're someone who's going to use dating apps, it is crucial that you know when it's time to walk away from it and stop giving them your hard-earned money. And the sad thing about this is there are men out there who feel like this is their only option and they will pay for it. I'll be honest, a part of me thinks, well, survival of the fittest. But then another part of me, which is the majority part of me, feels so empathetic, because imagine being so lonely and single that you shell out $500 a month without a guaranteed result. You guys can let me know what you think down below, but I mean, there are people who can pay $500 a month to pay a woman to go out with them. It's a service. Do I agree with that or recommend it? No, I don't. But I also don't recommend paying $500 a month. What are you getting? Now, this is just my opinion, so I'll say that. But I think if I had to guess the effect that you're going to get from paying $500 a month to get probably nothing in return, it's going to make you feel worse. You're going to waste your money, and it's not going to help your dating life or you as an individual. You're just going to lose money and be more sad. This isn't helping men. And I say men because we all know no women are paying for this. I know Tinder is a business at the end of the day and they're trying to make money, but this is just scummy to me, and I hope that you guys can see it for what it is. I would love to be a fly on the wall in a meeting at Tinder and hear what they're saying about this new $500 a month thing, and honestly just their business in general. Like, what are the conversations like? They probably are seeing the articles about how men are more lonely and more single than ever before, and they're probably jumping for joy. They're probably getting in their meetings like, yes. Like, I just picture them all sitting there like evil, which is maybe a cynical thought for me to have, but I just think we all know at this point that dating apps don't work for a lot of men. I think there are men who they work wonders for. I met my husband on Tinder. Okay, so I know they work for people. I know people who have met their significant others on dating profiles. Actually, a few of the married couples I know met on a dating profile. But the men did not have to pay $500 a month to get that success. And I don't think that paying more is going to equal more success or a better return. I think it's just going to equal you paying more money and nothing is really changing. And maybe I'm wrong. Actually, this is something I would love to be wrong about, but we know the dating app game too well at this point, guys. I've heard from too many of you. I've seen the statistics about the ratio of men versus women on dating apps. There are like double the amount of men on dating apps than there are women. We've seen how women are much more picky on dating apps because they're just going off of a few photos of you and superficial things that really don't matter that much. And not all dating apps are created equal. At this point in time, I don't necessarily think that Tinder is your best option, and especially after this $500 thing. I think there are other better apps to meet on. But let's also be honest, dating apps don't work for a lot of men. It's just the reality. Of course, there are things you can do to make your profile better. I think a lot of it starts there. I have critiqued and reviewed profiles and videos before, and with these small changes, the men could have so much better success. So I do think there's a level of that. Improving your photos, your bios, things like that, little things that could make your profile stand out and be better. Things you can do to be more effective with messaging and little things like that you can do to make your profile better. But there is a point when you've done all those things and it's still not working. You gotta know when it's time to pack up your bags and walk away from it. Because there comes a point when you're just throwing your money away. And I'm not someone who promotes throwing in the towel or quitting, but I think understanding when something is not bringing you a return or working for you is important. And if that wasn't enough for you, think of it this way. $500 a month is, again, as they mentioned, $6,000 a year, yay math. But geez Louise, that is a lot of money. I can think of about a million other ways to use that money that will bring you better results, not only for your dating life, but also just for yourself. Saving, putting it into your investment portfolio and building your wealth, upgrading your wardrobe, your grooming routine, getting a gym membership, and you'll probably attract a woman without having to shell out $500 a month to a company that leeches off of single lonely men. You're welcome. I know that people really like instant gratification and a quick fix, and there will be people who think, I've tried everything. Maybe if I spend $500 a month, this will finally work for me. Or there are people who haven't tried anything and think, okay, if I spend $500 a month, I'm bound to find something because that's a lot of money. When in reality, sometimes there's no quick fix. It's a process of improving yourself, improving your life. This will look different for all of you depending on, the things that you need to be doing, your lifestyle, what you're looking for. But I think people want a quick fix, and sometimes it's just not that easy. And I also want to share this little personal story here. So obviously I'm a woman who used dating apps. In the past, I met my husband on one. I never had to pay, okay? Never gave a dating app a cent, ever. I've talked to my girlfriends about this who have used dating apps, and none of them ever had to pay, not once. But now this is weird, so hang in here with me. Back when I was doing the girl videos on my channel, I actually made a Tinder and set my profile as a man so that I could meet women for my channel. So it was like technically a male profile, but I had my photos on there. And I said in my description what it was, that I run a YouTube channel. I gave the whole spiel. I know that sounds so weird probably from the outside looking in. That's a different story. But what I want you to understand is that I had technically a male profile. I ran out of matches in 5 minutes. As a woman, that has never happened to me. And I actually switched back to my profile being set as a woman, and this didn't happen. It's giving suspicious and rigged. So when my profile was a woman, I got tons of matches, whatever. And of course, also an element of that is there's way more men on dating apps than women. So if you're a man, you probably run out of matches quicker than women run out of men because there's more men. That's definitely an element to it as well. But it was suspiciously quick that I ran out of matches when my profile was a man. And I actually ended up paying so that I could get more swipes and everything, and I could bring women onto my channel. And I know it's different because I was using my images and it was like a business type thing, and it wasn't like a true male profile. But it was still, it showed me enough. It showed me enough that I needed to know about dating apps. At this point, it's just so clear that these apps are designed so that men have to pay. Again, as a woman, I never paid when I was using Tinder for dating. I don't know a single woman who has ever paid. I'm sure there are women who have paid, but I don't know one. So again, I think when you're a man, maybe you have to pay a little bit to get the results that you're looking for. I think my husband even might have actually paid back in the day. I'll have to ask him. He might not even remember at this point, but like even, good profiles for men sometimes have to pay. But $500 a month is just ridiculous. It's absurd. And I hope all of you that are watching are logical enough to know this is an instance where we want to use logic. Just don't. So you guys can let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. Feel free to share your experience with dating apps down in the comments. Have you paid? Have you not paid? How much money have you spent on dating apps? Have you had any success? What has helped your profile? What has not? I would just love to hear, an entire chat about dating apps and what you think about this whole $500 thing. Let's get a helpful conversation going down below. Share some of your experiences as a man. If you're a woman watching, have you ever paid on a dating app? Just would love to hear all the things down below. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.